wanted ChatGPT to act like a copywriter. You wanted ChatGPT to act like a historian. You wanted ChatGPT to go back in time. You asked it to go back and go to the future. You gave a lot of situations where ChatGPT did do a commendable job, and then it gave you insights and results when we needed them the most. But here are five things where you can actually take it to the next level, and what I would call as unconventional ways that you could go ahead and use ChatGPT to solve a bigger problem when your business with your business. Now, one of those situations. So here, I've put together seven of these, and I'm pretty sure these can be multiplied. And feel free to use it, and feel free to come up with new combinations and put on. And put anything in the comments if you think something is cool and it's worth sharing with people. So we would go ahead and explore on that more. But here are seven ways that you could superpower your ChatGPT to next level to do things which are not very conventional. So here is what I mean. So we are at ChatGPT, and what I'm trying to do now, this is a small role play session, right? So let's say that I am a service provider selling broadband services, right? And you are my investor. I want to pitch my services to you to gain funding from you into my venture. I am looking at you investing 300k USD in my business. Let's simulate the process. Act like a tough investor. Raise all the objections you can, and let's actually do a role play and simulate the entire conversation. Now, here is the catch. Don't stop or don't stop asking questions, raising objections until you are convinced. When you are convinced, end the conversation with congratulations, Casey. You have got your 300k from us, right? So this is, and since selling a broadband service is kind of not my strength. So let's say I want to sell digital marketing services, because that's where we can make it sound very real. And let's see what this role play has in store, right? All right, Casey, let's hear it. Let me tell you, tell me about your digital marketing services and why they're worth my investment, right? So this could be, it could also go ahead and give you the answer, right? Thank you for giving me the opportunity. We offer blah, blah, blah. Now, sounds interesting, but the market is flooded with the digital marketing agencies. What makes your business stand out of the competition? Now, great question. Three things that make us stand out is tailored approach, while most agencies provide generic solutions. Now, do you see how in the process of this conversation, you have pretty much set ChatGPT on autopilot, where it is doing the heavy lifting for you, and you are looking at all the scenarios where you could go ahead and sense objections coming from your client. Now, these are the areas where your investor can go ahead and raise some objections which you may not have thought about, and this flow of conversation will give you the entire picture about what could actually happen in your venture capital round, right? And not just that, it is not stopping until it is convinced. So this is bound to give you a solution on autopilot in an imaginary situation where it is going ahead and doing the back and forth for you. You're just not doing anything. You just put in a prompt, right? So let's see how the conversation went. Okay, investor says, all right, Casey, let's hear it. Tell me about your digital marketing services and why they're worth my investment. Now, Casey says, thank you for giving me the opportunity. We offer a comprehensive suite of digital marketing services ranging from blah, 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 AI-driven analytics tool that provide blah, blah, blah. Okay. Now, it just sounds interesting, but the market is flooded with agencies. What makes your business stand out from competition? Now, if this was happening in real time, guys, these are the questions that you would expect any investor to ask you, right? Now, it says, great question. Three key things that make us stand out is tailored approach, in-house expertise, our AI tools. Now, the AI tool sounds intriguing, but there are many analytics tools in the market. Does your AI tool compare against established tools like Google Analytics or HubSpot? That's a fair point. While tools like these offer great insight into our behavior, our AI tool goes beyond that, blah, blah, blah. Now, this is an imaginary situation, so give it some leeway. All these numbers are made up, right? Now, I was okay until this point where it says, okay, these are the three things, this is very practical, right? Now, when it says about AI tool, I don't have an AI tool. I'm not even, I'm not a tech guy that I could go ahead and build an AI tool. So this does not sit with me, right? So I can refine this conversation or flow, not mentioning the AI tool. Instead, you can speak about offering AI based services by delving deep into the problems businesses face today, right? And how AI based solutions really help them. Not just that, now you know that the investor in this case is asking you a lot of questions about differentiating your services. Also, address more questions about AI based services and differentiating my services from competition and reinstate the flow of conversation. You can also say act as a tough investor. Don't invest until you see value. Grill Casey to get as many. Grill Casey so it pushes him to craft the best service offering ever where no one else offers those services in the market, right? So basically, do you see how I'm strengthening my my pitch with the investor by giving ChatGPT the entire power to go and ask me to grill Casey with any number of questions, and to I realized that the conversation was falling apart the moment we spoke about the AI tool, which I don't have, right? So I gave it another context. I gave it another context to look at AI-based services instead, and grill Casey until he gets everything right. The whole purpose is to push Casey to go ahead and come up with an offering which nobody else is doing. So we will differentiate the service. We will handle objections. We will also look at any negotiations that may happen. So basically, you have simulated your investor conversation with ChatGPT. So that's one of the most important things, and not many people leverage this because this could work with interviews, this could work with dating, this could work with client interactions with your client when you're trying to get a project. Now, this could work with convincing your parents when it comes to something. The options are unlimited. You can go ahead and initiate a simulated role play or a simulated conversation with for any situation. That is one way I would say you could use ChatGPT in an unconventional fashion, right? All right. Now the second thing is ideation, which is very interesting because when you speak about ideation, here is what you would ask ChatGPT. Now, you know that there are a lot of things happening in the market, and it is practically impossible for you to stay on top of everything that's happening, right? So, what you could go ahead and do is you could use ChatGPT's help for leveraging certain trends, okay? Let's take the same example and say, act as, okay, let's hold on. Now, you are a business analyst and a trend spotter, right? You are super good at spotting trends and predicting how these would influence behaviors, right? So you have given the authority. Now you're going to say, predict the kind of services businesses would need in terms of digital marketing. Ignore the wrong spellings, digital marketing, AI where AI would go ahead and solve a lot of business problems, right? Where do you see this trend headed? And curious to know what the service offering would be like with AI in at the center. Right? So basically, I'm asking it to predict trends. I'm asking ChatGPT to go ahead and leverage trends around a certain topic, and I'm asking it to predict certain outcome. Let's see what it says. Right? Now, okay, certainly as a trend spotter, the fusion of AI and digital marketing offers myriad possibilities. Let's forecast the upcoming trends. Okay, hyper personalization at scale is something that is going to be trending. Predictive customer behavior, right? Dynamic content creation. Now, you read any of the AI blogs, now you read any of AI based digital marketing information online, this sentiment resonates. Now, this is, I can assure you that these are pretty much what is being discussed in the market on the internet. And I think AI is doing a great job. In fact, ChatGPT is doing a great job in giving you the trends. And this information, these may sound like 8, 9, or 10 points that ChatGPT is going ahead and giving you, but trust me, this would take you a month of reading to go ahead and find out these trends, right? Now you have to browse through a lot of articles. You have to reassure that what you're reading is correct, and then you'll have to look at other blog articles to support your thought process, which is happening in a few seconds here. So this is where I would go ahead and spot some trends by by letting ChatGPT become a trend spotter, right? But the next thing, which is very, very interesting, is every business has a lot of testimonials. Every business has a lot of feedback, reviews, etc. Some businesses can also have content comments in terms of e-commerce businesses. When you're talking about, let's talk about Amazon, for example, right? So if you look at Amazon, and let's say we are talking about, what should we speak about? Let's speak about. Okay, let's talk about this phone. Okay, let's speak about this phone. There are definitely reviews, right? Now, let's talk about these reviews, okay? I'm just doing a very horrible job of just copy pasting them. See more reviews. I'm just doing it like in a raw format. I'm just not doing it in a very organized format. But there are ways you can do this you can export these comments and then look at that. If this is my store, if this is the seller, I am the seller, and these are my reviews, I can simply go to ChatGPT and say, we have already done that in previous videos where we exported YouTube comments and I understood what people are talking about. So look at the following comments on Amazon for a product that I am selling. I want to understand the sentiment of audience and what this feedback actually conveys overall, right? And I'm just going to paste the feedback, and then I'm just going to let ChatGPT do what it has to do. So basically, I'm asking ChatGPT to do a sentiment analysis of my feedback on my product on my Amazon store. This could be done with any e-commerce store. This could be done with any seller marketplace. This could be done for any product. This could be done for any seller, right? Now, if you look at the overall feedback, that it is positive reviews are blah, 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 blah. Then you have critical reviews, name of the person who is giving it, what the issues are, what is going on. It will give you a summary of your entire feedback. A summary of this entire feedback. And then you can also say, Overall sentiment is the phone seems to be well received by most users with high appreciation for its design, value for money. However, here there are consistent concerns regarding its display and video recording capabilities. Right, some isolated incidents like shipping errors also affected our user experience. Now, if I am somebody selling this on Amazon, if I look at this overall sentiment, I know what I need to be focusing upon. Right now, if now, the next thing which I'm going to talk about that you could use ChatGPT in a very unconventional way is now that you say there is a scope of improvement for shipping and user experience related aspects, can you go ahead and draft an ad or a content piece that appeals to the audience, apologize for the bad experience, or maybe come up with an ad idea giving this a positive spin. Right, so you're empowering ChatGPT to go ahead and look at your ad or the audience sentiment, look at areas where you're not performing well, and see if there is anything that can be done in terms of adding a positive spin, coming up with an ad creative that can be good, apologize, write a newsletter, send out an emailer to people apologizing for what you've done. So this nobody does that, right? Now look at what it is saying. And an ad idea is we are sailing smoother, and then it gives you the entire script of the ad. So we have heard you. We understand the journey hasn't always been smooth. We have faced some rough seas together, but like every journey, it has made us learn, adapt, and grow stronger. So this could also be an emailer where you're apologizing for a few shipping errors for people if they had felt bad about it, and that would definitely not change your existing user sentiment, but definitely they will be willing to forgive you for the mistake, right? Everybody understands that mistakes do happen, right? So this is something where you can go ahead and do this. So I think this is a good idea to repair any damage that if you have done, or if your business has gone or experienced something like that, right? Now, there is the next thing is you can write content 24/7, which means, okay, I am going to build my following on, let's say, history related content on Instagram. I need reels ideas that can help me go viral in this niche, right? 24/7 content. I plan to upload 3 reels a day. I want to do it for the next 90 days. Can you give me a content system with 3 multiplied by 90 posts, which is 270 post ideas that I could go ahead and make? Please put them in a table according to a daily schedule that I can stick to. Let's see what it says. So you're using ChatGPT as a content machine. You're not looking at content ideas alone. You're not looking at what is the best way to do things. You're mixing both, and you're asking ChatGPT to give you a system, to put a system in place where it could also go ahead and give you a structure of things to be posted every day for 90 days, 3 times a day, which is where you're asking it for you're asking ChatGPT for 270 reels ideas, right? Okay, now look at this. You can go ahead and keep expanding this, but let's see what this says. It says mysteries of history, right? Did you know on this day what happened? Now, Bermuda Triangle mystery. So it has given you things for 7 days, which means a week. A week's content has been given, and then for the next 83 days, you can look at these ideas and you can keep expanding, right? don't be disappointed, and you should not be disappointed because it has not given you all 270 pieces in one place. It has given you, it has opened up new windows of opportunity for you. It has given you a system that you can use to think. Now you can very well understand how your thought process should be, and it has given you some ideas. You can keep multiplying it. Instead of doing all 270 ideas in one place, you can go ahead and do a weekly content, because it is giving you like straight away 21 pieces of content for 1 week, right? Now you can do something else. You can take the next thing, let's say this, and then do it for the next 7 days, and it just goes on and on and on, and you improvise as you go, right? So this is where you can go ahead and build a content warehouse for you for the next 7 days, 12 days, 15 days, 30 days, 45 days, 3 months, 6 months, whatever, right? So this is a content machine system that you can leverage to go ahead and, I mean, ChatGPT to go ahead and build a content system in place for you. Now, the last two things that I really felt that we should be speaking about are these. Let's say, right. So the next thing that we are going to look at is, imagine I have hired a sales rep to pitch my lead management system to a bunch of tech companies, right? I want you to help me in training him on basic sales systems when it comes to SaaS, right? Make it specific to lead management system. Ignore the spellings, guys. I'm just doing a rush through of things. Now, the second thing that you would want to help him with is, let's say this is the first thing you want to help him. The second thing would be, come up with all the possible objections that he may have to encounter, and also help him navigate these objections like a pro, right? Now, obviously, this is a huge topic, and then you're asking it to help. I mean, do it very easily, but you don't have to do it that way. We are looking at 20 objections per day, and we gradually learn, and we gradually increase the complexity of these objections as we go, right? So when you do this, what happens is you're not spending a lot of time training your resources. At the same time, you just have to be careful that you're not doing anything which is inefficient. You have to be sure that the content that is churned out by ChatGPT is good content. It is not generic content, useless content, and content that doesn't fit your requirement. So basically, you will go ahead and do an audit of what ChatGPT suggests. Okay, product understanding is important, sales process is important, building relationships is important. Now, these are the objections. Day 1 to 5, basic objections. It's too expensive. Your product is too expensive. Now, how do you navigate that? Emphasize the ROI at the time saved, perhaps offer a tiered pricing structure. Okay, we are happy with our current system. When your client says, I'm happy with the current system, what do? You highlight unique features that they might be missing out on, offer a side-by-side comparison. If your product is good, you should be able to do that, right? So that's about it. So it gives you like 20 objections, and then you navigate these, and you will come back to the system again and ask ChatGPT to give you 20 more possible rejections or obstacles that you can go ahead and learn about. Now your guys can be trained on autopilot. I mean, they don't even need your time. Now the last thing that I'm talking about is, you can elevate your customer service with ChatGPT by saying that I am launching the same lead management system, right? Lead management system. We are anticipating a lot of queries about the features. What is different from competitor products? right? And we were anticipating a lot of queries about the features, what is different from competitors, and what can be the outcomes of using this tool, right? I need you to draft me a quick 10 FAQs addressing these or addressing questions related to these. Okay? And predict what people would ask for based on the trends and industry specifics, right? Now, when you do this, you're not just blindly giving you 10 FAQs about some lead management system. And you could also elevate this by providing the features that you provide. So here are my features, and then you will ask that to go ahead and provide a 10-point FAQs that you can just put it on your website, right? Now, we have done that for an existing client of ours where, and we also send people to that. I mean, people who are asking about the best, what do you say, let's say the best app to make travel bookings, right? So we don't send them to the home page like everybody does. What we do is we send them to the FAQs where we are specifically talking about how this is different. Now, anybody who goes through these FAQs page, it's interesting, right? I mean, look at the two different approaches. Anybody who goes to the home page and then starts looking at, and I mean, that is a lot of effort for him or her to go to the home page to see your services, blah 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 blah, right? But look at a different approach. And this is a very unpopular approach, an unpopular opinion people usually have about this approach is I send them to the FAQs page because that's where all their questions get answered first. Now they're clear. If they want to know more, they will go back to the homepage and look at what else do we have to offer. But primarily, what needs to be answered is answered for them, right? Now, let's say if somebody is talking about best alternatives to, let's say, TripAdvisor. Now, I send them to this page where there will be a question speaking about how are we different from others like TripAdvisor. The question is answered, right? The friction is removed. Now, all he has to do is go ahead and learn more. If he has to, if he wants to, then I don't have to do anything. He will go ahead to the home page, he will navigate to other pages and do his thing. Now, any marketing campaign that you run, it is a good idea to send people to a FAQs page because most of their questions get answered there, right? So that is something that you can go ahead and look at. Develop an unconventional thought process using ChatGPT. I know this video is kind of lengthy, and I hope tried and brought some value. And here are some ways that you could use ChatGPT in unconventional methods, not just coming up with content or ads or ideas or whatever, but this is where you can actually solve your business problems, save time, save money, save resources, and you can do a lot of things with this. Thank you so much. My name is Casey. Until next time, you are watching Marketing Think Tank. Cheers.